Burgundy podcast.
Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts Jessy Martin.
The Cowboys are finished. You understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
Well, that was dreadful.
And occasionally Keith Gregg.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now your host.
Oh, hey, I am your host. This is John Taman, and hey, this is a special edition of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. For as you know, the Commanders season is over, and there's really not a whole lot to talk about there except for a few small things. But the fact is, we all got our MLK Day wish yesterday and watched the Cowboys get absolutely utterly destroyed in the playoffs. Jesse, what did you think about that?
The Cowboys are finished, I tell you.
They're finished. Scotty, what do you think about that?
Well, it's one of them days today, so I thought I'd wear black because it's a dark time for everyone unless you're Alaskan or you've got night vision goggles. But apart from that, yeah, it's all good. I enjoyed watching the Cowboys get destroyed. It was brilliant.
Fantastic. And our friend down there in the corner from Liverpool, Scouts, how are you feeling about all that?
Oh, man, I'm feeling beautiful about it. Absolutely loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was amazing.
All right. Well, you know what? I tell you what, Schadenfreude is fun. I don't care what anybody says. Schadenfreude is fun, and as soon as we get a chance, we're going to get around to it. But we're going to talk about some Commanders first. It was a big point. Oh, dude, when did I laugh the hardest yesterday, Max? You have not seen anything yet. Trust me when I tell you this, people. I've got some shit for you today. All right. So we do have some Commanders news. Our new general manager is a general manager now. He signed a 5-year contract today. So what do you think of that? We'll start with our guest down there in the corner, Scouts. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a great hire. He was one of my top 2 guys going into the offseason, him and Cunningham. And then them two ended up being the main top 2 guys at the end of the interview process. So, you know what? I'm very happy with what Josh has done.
All right, fantastic. All right, so Scott, where do you think that this leaves us now? I mean, so we've got the big hire. Some shakeups apparently are probably going to happen as a result of some of these playoffs. I doubt it. Maybe the Cowboys. I have heard a little bit of talk that Jerry might fire old cross-eye Which away. You think this is going to change anything on the coaching landscape?
Which way?
I mean, dude, which way is he looking?
Well, I don't know. One eye's at the shop, the other one's getting the change, John. So yeah, I'm not sure.
You think they're going to fire?
Sure what's going
Dan
on.
Quinn there as well.
Yeah, I do. I think Quinn might get the job. Actually, I think they might get Dan Quinn the job there. I think internally they'll probably look to do that. I don't think Jerry would give it up to go to someone like Bill Belichick. I don't think that would be there. Maybe Vrabel. Maybe they do a retread that way. But I do think he does get fired. I think after last night's performance, he has to.
I mean, I guess he has to. I know it's one game, but it's the playoff game. But the fact of the matter is, up until yesterday, Dak was having, people were talking about him as a MVP candidate in the beginning of December. CeeDee Lamb led the league in receptions. And then, Jesus, the wheels fell off yesterday. Now, is that what, Jesse, what do you think happened in that? You know what? We're going to get to this game first, I guess.
Yeah, look, the thing about McCarthy and Jerry Jones has been in and out of this situation for many, many years. They've been good in the regular season.
Sure.
They need to get over that hump. And if McCarthy can't get them over that hump, Jones is going to move on from him. I fully expect McCarthy to get fired. I fully expect that. And I texted y'all in our group chat last night. I even put it out on X that this might not be the best. The Cowboys winning or losing might not be the best thing because the Cowboys' job is very, very attractive. It's they've got everything in place right now. Everything is in place for Dallas. They need a competent coaching staff.
This is a coach that went to the Super Bowl, that won a Super Bowl in that building, wasn't it?
I'm sorry.
Didn't he win a Super Bowl for the Packers? He won a Super Bowl
for the Packers,
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was
everything's in place for a guy who won the Super Bowl. And what did they do? They get in the look. We can talk about and Jerry can yell about the coach all he wants, but when Dak Prescott goes out there on the field and starts throwing those fucking balls on the back shoulder like that across on these crossing patterns, he was bad in the early part of the game. CeeDee Lamb was bad. I mean, he's dropping passes that dude never drops. They were tight. I don't know what's going on with that. But maybe that's coaching. But I have a hard time pinning it all on McCarthy.
You're going to blame it on Jones? I mean, I think a lot of it, I mean, you don't want to be going out there before the game saying, well, McCarthy is fighting for his job tonight. He's coaching for his job. Why are you saying shit like that before a game, especially the biggest game of the season?
That's who Jerry Jones is. If we, that's always how he's been. It's either you win or you're going to be gone.
That. You know what I mean? Why would I want to work for them if I'm Ben Johnson or Dan Quinn even? You know what I mean? Why would I want to deal with that shit going, well, if I lose this game, I know I'm going to get fired. Well, you don't need to know that shit before the game,
He probably knew it before Jerry got on TV. I guarantee you, Jerry calls him up at 2 a.m. every damn night. Let me tell you something, fat boy. You better figure out which one of those guys is going to focus on the game plan, because otherwise your ass is in the can.
I think this was known before the season. Either you go and go deep in the playoffs, or you're not going to be here next year.
I think it's an attractive job. I think it is. Each year. I think it's an attractive job. I do think it's an attractive job to someone to go to. Obviously, they've got a good, talented roster there, but they just can't get over that playoff hump. And the thing is it more attractive than what we've got here? When you've got a second overall pick, you've got so much cap space, you've got
a team put together already.
But at the end of the day, you're a head coach like a Ben Johnson, as Scouse just alluded to, or you are taking your first steps into being a head coach. Why would you go to an established place where you have an owner like Jerry Jones who wants that and demands that immetiate success? And he's here.
You're driving somebody else's car across the finish line. I think it's kind of attractive if you're a young coordinator like Johnson, and you have the opportunity here to build in your own image. You have the opportunity to build what you want the way you want it. And I think that's damned attractive to a person. I mean, you got to figure these guys are all alphas. That's got to weigh heavy on him. That you can come in here, I guess you can get Bill Belichick. Well, I'll get off the porch, come down there, show you people how to win with Prescott. That might be a hire. I think Vrabel is a pretty good thought for something like that, or even up going up with Quinn. Well,
I think Belichick's 100% in play shredded. I think Belichick is 100% in play here.
The thing is, though, Belichick takes no shit. So the thing is, like, he won't take Jerry.
I thought Russell Wilson took no shits.
Ew.
Russell Wilson takes no
Wait, he doesn't take shits. You're right. Yeah.
So I want to get to these because these are beautiful. For one, I scouted Jessy. I showed you all that earlier, but this is the first of our Cowboy fan reaction videos I found today. This guy's just great. He says it all.
This is ridiculous. This man.
He's just fucking helpless. I love that, dude. What goes on for like a minute? He just sits there and shakes his head like that. I like that.
He must have told him to shut up. Shut up, boy.
Shit. No, I tell you what, he's like any other Cowboy fan. They don't have anything to say.
No,
you don't.
I'm going to love life going into work tomorrow morning because for some odd reason I got a shop and office full of NFC East fans. Even I live in Commanders country.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes either the mainly Dallas fans, and then we got Eagles and Giants fans.
Right.
By tomorrow, all of us are going to be sitting at home, And
Right.
it's the same shit, especially with Cowboys fans. It's the same shit every single year. It's a wash, rinse, repeat. They start the season, they have a good year. The fans think they're going all the fucking way, and they lose fucking early in the playoffs every fucking year. As Commanders fans, we know we suck. Okay. Cowboys fans,
for 15
Get
years.
used to it. Yeah,
Cowboys
you guys play one
fans-
extra game. Was it fun?
they think they
One
every
and done,
fucking
baby.
year it's their year. Every fucking year. And it's fucking gracious. It's so fucking wonderful.
The one
I
thing
get
you,
that.
you
At
can
the end
say,
of the
my
day,
happy
boys,
ass
the
into work tomorrow.
At the end of the day, boys, the one thing you can guarantee is that we're all going to sit watching a Super Bowl on the couch. So it doesn't really matter who you
know,
support. We're
at
all
least-
watching them.
it's not as bad as like if you were the Dolphins.
to the
Right?
couch.
The Dolphins were like the golden child for a while there, and not only did they get bounced in one game, but they had to go freeze their fucking asses off to do it. So here, this is an annual tradition. All right, before he punches the TV, first off, the annual tradition of the filled up house full of fucking people with the baby screaming at the end of the game. Here. All right, my question is, dude, you have a 30-inch television. You live in a home with 12 other people that has a water heater in the fucking living room. Jesus Christ. Don't be busting up your TV, you dumbass. I just love that kind of shit. And
Tax season's around the corner. It's okay there, Bubba.
the best part about that is at the end, here, let me roll this through. First off, there where he fucking chumps the TV after he punches it. What you gonna do? God damn it! I don't punch my TV. But at the end, all of his family is sitting there watching him with phones. Look at him! Look at him bust up our shit. Fucking A, man. Cowboys fans, y'all just kill me. All right, so should I keep going, Scott? I gotta ask you a question. What the hell were you doing on Saturday? All right, now everybody that doesn't know, on Saturday we get together and we do our picks for NFL football games, and we picked against the wild card weekend, of which I need 2 wins of any sort today to come out with any sort of victory at all. I got beat on every one of my bets, but Scott seems a little excited here. So what are you doing?
Jesse's Carson Wentz was the over in the LA and San Francisco. It was 40.5 and turned out to be 41.
I mean,
What are you doing, Scotty?
What are you doing?
Jesse's Carson Wentz was the over in the LA and San Francisco. It was 40.5 and turned out to be 41.
He must have really liked that bet, Jesse. I gotta say.
I think that's called being caught in 4K, isn't it?
Oh, damn. We're all. I know it. I know when my shit comes in. I ask the people to prepare it. When do I get it? All right. So, yeah, Scotty, I don't know what you were up to on Saturday, but I hope you managed to clean up. So,
I thought it was meant because I was up and down like a horse knickers.
And there was no Carson Wentz as well. That's even worse. I mean,
yeah,
2 touchdowns.
Carson Wentz touchdowns. That was ridiculous.
Oh, shit.
These people crying yesterday about Matt Stafford being knocked out cold. No, he wasn't. I didn't see him go out cold. I saw him go down hard, but he couldn't get up because that dude stepped right on his fucking shoulder. That's the thing, man. That dude's, I don't think they're wearing cleats on that surface, but man, he ground his fucking heel right into his shoulder. All right. So while we're still on the Cowboys, I got these 2 girls that I found out today looking for Cowboys fans freak out. And I found these 2. So I've got a few videos here for these people, and I want y'all to see what kind of human beings exist in this country.
Already a flag. Right there. Come on now! Watch him in! Dang! Yeah! Now stop getting that flag, damn it!
Little kids, man.
Oh my god! I knew it! They broke the
All right, so introduction there to, I guess, I don't know, Raylene and Judy. But you broke the broker, god dang it. But that's the beginning of the game. They're all fired up, ready for that. So let's move on to number 2 here.
He's a fraud. Man is such a fraud.
All right, so we're getting a theme here with fraud from from Fat Girl number 1, because this is what shapes her whole worldview, I guess. Anything she doesn't like is a fraud. You can see the other one has begun drinking heavily. All right, so that's where we are in the story here. And Dad stopped in. Sorry. Pops came in to look at the place. Now, look, while you're looking at these 2 girls, look at the house around them. Holy shit.
This is a fraud. It's fraud. Nothing but fraud. It's zero, man. It's zero. Oh my God. This is playoff, man.
Oh my God. Now, apparently, when I recorded this, my microphone could pick me up laughing at these 2 Okay, you hear where this is in the game. We just got one of the, I think, the second touchdown of the for the Packers. So here we go.
Frauds. Y'all are frauds. Shut the fuck up and talk about our damn Dallas Cowboys, man. Yeah, fine. I thought you wanted a ball. It's a fucking playoff, man. Oh my God! I thought you would. That's a ball. Obviously, that ball's thrown. Man, you're so stupid. I thought you would. See, man. Oh my God! I thought you wanted the ball, man. Yeah, I'm
He'll take that delay. Not sure anger mildly bothers him at all.
It's the playoffs. This is way to go. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. 0, man. You don't even get 0. It's still the first. Oh my God, this is so fucking embarrassing, man.
14-0. The frustration.
Yeah, I can't fucking do shit.
It's only 14-0 at this point.
Wow.
She's a complete fucking wreck. It's only 14-0.
Dev, I didn't hear that. Did you hear that? I didn't hear them say that.
No, he's just saying that's what happened when it finished.
No, I got you. I understand.
That is not cool.
Whoa.
That is not cool.
All right, which one was that one? That was number
No, you're probably right, Dev. You're probably right.
Oh, here. She'll finish off here.
You okay? You ain't the commentator.
Phone can't be
That's
trusted.
a podcast. I don't care.
Save the drama and get a new phone on Verizon. For limited time, trade in any Samsung phone in any condition for a new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus. On us. Only on Verizon.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just in, my homes and my auto. Best
Shut your bitch ass.
Seen a guy playing that Packers uniform.
I ain't gonna watch it next year. I swear to God. I cannot watch it next year.
That's not typically
I can't.
strategy, but he had a fraction of a second. Is from the ground up. Every great idea Every crazy idea. Every next idea.
I can't watch them next year.
Everything in it.
This is the last time.
I get an F. Can I get an A? Can I get a URDS? Woo! Go Frogs! Fuck y'all and y'all's team, bitch. Get out of here. Y'all ain't America's team. Y'all are frauds.
FAURDS. That's fraud. That was a 9-minute video that I cut down. Right
don't look at your two women, mate. Fucking hell.
No,
there's your voting base.
You know what? You know what? All right, Deluxe has nailed it. Some of the background adverts in there. Forget the drama. I was laughing my head off at that. And then he's got the power of love was in there as well. It was brilliant. Just to the point where love's just on fire.
Deluxe, I am so glad you heard that because I heard the same thing while I was watching it when she's screaming and crying. The drama and all that shit from the commercials in the background was killing me.
Oh, it's classic.
I didn't know that my
Absolutely
microphone would
classic.
pick me up while I was screen capturing, and you could hear me in the background laughing my ass off at these two fucking. Oh my god!
While we're here, John, you've
Yes.
got to get on. We've got to give Jerry a call, surely. Jesse, you've got his number, haven't you? We've got to see how he's getting on.
Somewhere around
Hang
here.
on a second. Hang on. And well, let's see. I got to find the phone thing here. Let's see.
You've got the Rolodex there, John.
God damn, I'm going like a hell. God dang it, I swear to God. Who's getting out all day?
Jerry.
Jerry here. What can I do for you?
Hey, Jerry. It's us from the Bleeding Birdie podcast. We're just calling to check on you, see if you're doing all right.
I guess I'm all right. Listen, after we have a game like this, I have certain staff members that are under strict instructions to feed me with as much goddamn mescaline and peyote and tequila they can find, and then throw me on the boat. And Captain Pablo is supposed to take me to this special island that they bought somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. I don't even know where it is. And they put me here until I get over it. Goddamn it, I swear to God, I'm going to fire everybody. Dak Prescott, I wish you were on this ship with me. I'd throw your ass in the goddamn ocean. Oh, Jesus.
Jerry, can you kind of just give us a rundown and explain what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. I had a marketing goddamn epiphany. All Dak Prescott material in myjerryshop.com is 95% off with the promo code Get the fuck out of here, you loser. I'll tell you something there, Jimmy. I am sick and tired of having these losers all over the place. On my team, on my field, I got a coach that looks at one end of the stadium and the other end of the stadium at the same goddamn time. It's impossible for him to keep his mind on the game, and he tries to show Dak Prescott where to throw the ball. Of course, the man's confused, for Christ's sakes. Look at my goddamn fucking coach. He can't keep his eyes off of the buffet that we got down there at halftime. That's one thing I hate about playoff games. You know, we put all kinds of food out there for him. I put the fried shrimp out. That boy's got hold of them before we even get to the 2-minute warning. Oh, I'm just so beside myself. Absolutely.
So are you going to fire McCarthy?
Oh, you know something? I said a minute ago, and I was just being a little bit angry. I was just expressing a little bit of emotion that I would throw Dak Prescott in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And the fact of the matter is that this very moment, I really don't know which ocean I'm in. Captain Pablo is under strict instruction to not tell me in a circumstance like this, but I would not. I want to say this, make sure it's clear. I would not throw Mike McCarthy in the ocean because I don't think it would do a goddamn bit of good. I don't think that boy would sink no matter what you do to him. You could fill him up full of lead, shoot him with a goddamn harpoon, and I don't think anything's going to happen except a bunch of Japanese guys are going to come over, haul him on the side of their ship, and sell his blubber for fucking yen.
Where do you go from here, Jerry?
I really would love to fire him. Does anybody know Bill Belichick's number and whether or not he has a sea legs? He can come out here and meet me on my ship and we can talk about the Cowboys. It's just, God dang it, we ain't going.
Where do y'all go from here, Jerry?
I tell you where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the goddamn bar. Is where I'm gonna go. I got me a big bottle of tequila looking at me, and I'm gonna drink the whole damn thing and hope it kills me. This is crazy. I really don't know where to go from here. I'm just beside myself with the whole dang thing. I'm used to winning Super Bowls and going to glory holes, and this really, I just feel like I've been jerked off by a guy with eyeballs that look all over the place. Can you imagine? Oh God, dang it! Oh, Jerry out.
Hey, Jerry, before you go.
Oh, what is it? God damn it.
Are you still them boys?
You know something? I'd try to answer this damn question for you, but I don't understand the language. Are you French or something? I just don't get. Dem boys. I don't know whoever called us dem boys in the first place. It wasn't me, because I tell you something. I know how to enunciate. I would have called us the Dallas Cowboys. And yes, we are still the Dallas Cowboys. And whether anybody likes it or not, we are a very valuable brand out there on the world circuit. What we're going to do right now for anybody with the promo code, get your loser ass out of here. All Dak Prescott merchandise is 99.8% off at the jerryjones.shop.com. I don't even know where the fuck I am. Jerry out. Does the other funny sounding one got a question for me? I know he's sitting there being quiet like he always does.
No, I've got nothing to say to you, Jerry. Just, are you going to keep Dak Prescott? We've got a person on our podcast here who's asked the question. Dev said, what if you gave Josh Harris a call for trading Dak for the second pick?
If anybody called up and offered me the second overall pick for Dak Prescott, I would have to
second overall pick. That's right. I'd
have to have because I'll tell you something. That would be a pigeon that Jerry would love. I would just love a pigeon like that. I don't think anybody's going to call me with something like that. But let me ask you a question.
I'd give a second round pick for him, possibly.
Well, we might be able to talk about that. However, I must say, if you're going to go get a pick for him, you better get him before I get him out here on this ship. Because if I get him out here, you might not find him for a good long time.
Hey, Jerry.
Young fella down there in the bottom. Do you know anything about pressing clothes? Maybe following somebody around with like a lint brush or something. I like how you talk. Can you shine a shoe?
Thank you. Right. Yes, I can. I can shine shoes, actually. Yeah.
Hot dang. You ever been out on a ship? I'll tell you something. Well, maybe we could talk. Get you a job on the ship. I could use me a porter. Sounds like you. That sounds classy.
Just wondering if you still keep them turkey legs in the Salvation Army bin.
Those things turned green about a month later, and they started to stink. And I tell you something, the Salvation Army was none too happy about us trying to donate them. So, we might have to talk about that relationship. All right. I've said too much. Jerry out. Oh, hey, there you go.
So, Dev did bring up an interesting question on the serious note, and I no, Dev, I couldn't do that. I'd be more inclined to go the Justin Fields route. Maybe try to offer a third round pick for Justin Fields than Dak Prescott. I'd rather start a little bit younger than him. Dak chokes in big games. We've seen it time and time again with Dak. Yeah, he's a great quarterback, and I'm not taking away from him. But if we're starting over, let's go get us a young guy. Whether that's one of these quarterbacks coming out, either May or Williams, or go after Justin Fields, man. I like Justin Fields.
I like Justin Fields too. And what you have there is a young quarterback that's gone through the growing pains, and you hope to be able to see him come through the other side, which is why I'm convinced the Bears are not getting rid of him. All right. They're not going to give Matt Eberflus, a 7-20 coach who nobody likes, and they've been questioning the entire way that he's going, another chance with the first overall pick. There's just no way. It would be the dumbest thing I could possibly think of. It would be a Snyder move. It'd be a dumb fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a very interesting. The Bears are in a dilemma right now. What are they going to do at number one? I have a feeling that they're going to keep Fields and trade that number one pick. Probably.
Yeah, I think so too.
There was rumblings today about Giants, number 8 pick going to the Falcons.
Falcons, something like that. I think we're going to be stuck. I'd much rather have Williams, but I think we're going to go ahead and be with Drake May, and I'm fine with that. I'm okay with Drake May.
You said the word stuck.
Well, I think Williams is above and beyond any quarterback in this draft. Okay. I don't think it's that close. I think you got Williams, then you got a couple spaces, then you got May, then you got a lot of spaces until you get to like the end of the first round, second round, then Jaden Daniels. That's how I would go. And Penix is in that Jaden Daniels area too.
Okay.
I mean, honestly though, look back at all the quarterbacks that have come out in the last 5, even maybe 6, 7 years. If you go back that far, how far ahead is Caleb Williams of all of them? Do you put him above the Trevor Lawrences, the Joe Burrows of the world?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I think so too. I really do think that's that as well.
The one question with Williams is his maturity. Everything else is on point, man. I like just going back and listening to people watching his game. Williams is the real deal. He's just immature right now.
We hope so.
That brings up a big point. If I'm the Bears, damn right I'm picking Harrison number 1 overall. But how can you look back and you got someone offering you 2 or 3 first-round picks, man? That's
the problem. That is the problem. Someone like Atlanta or someone like New England or Atlanta, even the Giants, look who's at 11, the Raiders. I mean, they could quite easily sell the farm for a Caleb Williams. Yeah. No problem whatsoever.
They're dumb enough to do it.
I mean, I just don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth Archie's.
Go on.
I mean, just moving up one spot for us. Say we really wanted Caleb Williams. How much would it really cost for us to move?
It's going to have to cost us at least a second next year and a first next year, most likely.
I would not give a first next year, but I would jump at a second this year to do that. One of our.
You're not just going to. They're not going to take that. They're not going to take that.
Well, they're only. They know we're going after Caleb Williams. If they really want Marvin Harrison Jr., then they just go back one spot.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that for the capital that you've got. Honestly, I mean, if people are offering, offering like first round picks, they're going to do that. And Chicago have traded back out of it before.
Yeah, so obviously that's a possibility. Happening. But if they really want Marvin Harrison Jr., he's worth a couple worse first-round picks in gold. I mean, that's how much this guy's worth. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the overall best player in this draft, hands down. Like
everybody talks about potential. That was Chase Young a couple years ago.
Well, look,
it's all based on. That's what it is. It's all based on conjecture and not conjecture. It's all based on potential and what we believe we see in these guys as they'll come forward. I tend to agree with Harrison because wide receiver is something that can translate to the NFL route.
Honestly, I think we're going to get Drake May, and I know it sounds stupid, but look at if we hire Ben Johnson, there's too much of a connection there to UNC and to Drake May. And I've watched Drake May highlights. I've seen proper breakdowns of his play, and he is very, very good. There's not a this is a guy who is a generational talent, a Mitch Trubisky type player, that comes out and everyone goes, oh, he's amazing. I don't even think I think he'd be better in his rookie year than a Josh Allen was. Yeah, honestly, better than Herbert.
Yeah. Dev is right. Chase Young, his injury, I think, took everything like that ruined him. I agree. He's still a good player, but if he didn't get injured, he'd be on that Watt trajectory right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, whether he is or not, whether he would have been or not, that's what you should expect from the number 2 overall pick. You should expect that type of a player. So, whether it's anger from anybody, I don't know. It's for me, it's not anger. I'm not mad at anybody because I've been used to this kind of shit. I've watched guys bust, on our team.
But there's always that draft. If you look at that draft back and you look back at everything that led up to that draft, every single person, every analyst, every mock draft had us taking Chase Young. We all had us taking Chase Young. It was the right pick to do.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And you can't look back now and go, oh, we could have had Tua. Oh, we could have had Herbert.
That's the chance that you take in the draft. Of course it is. That's
what it is. When you look at Dwayne Haskins the year prior and saw him, because he played well at the end of the season, those final 2 games. It wasn't in the conversation. Taking a quarterback was not even a conversation at that time.
Till Dan broke into the room.
So let's talk about this coaching search. Now that we got Adam Peters, we're all in agreement. The best possible thing that could have happened was for us to go get this guy, and we did. Bam.
Is it officially official yet, though?
5-year deal.
He comes in on Tuesday and signs the contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it's agreed upon and everything. It's 5-year. Now it's his time to hire a head coach. And there's a lot of talk after that Texans game about Bobby Slowick. Oh my gosh. We got to stop with this recency bias, though. This is a recency bias, okay? Listen, I like Sloak. I like what he's doing, but the dude has 1 year of an experience, has no leadership experience. I'm sorry. That worries the shit out of me. A head coach is about leadership. It's not about play calling whatsoever.
Can I just give some props here to the gentleman on my right-hand side who called this in the middle of October and said, I'd really like Slowick as the next head coach. Fair play, Scouse. I'll give you props for that because he was right up there with you. You certainly on our pod said that's someone who we need to be looking at. And you bang on.
Last season, I wanted him for offensive coordinator. That's what I wanted. I wanted him from last season before we got EB. That was my main thing for him because I agree with Jesse. He needs more experience. He needs more seasoning at the moment before he becomes head coach. I mean, he's doing great things, but I say he needs more experience. He needs in the leadership roles. Yeah. So before he becomes head coach,
I think Sloak.
I agree with that completely.
I think Sloak can do well in this league. I do, but as far as leadership, let him mold a little bit. You know. Maybe.
So do you get a Wink Martindale or?
I'd love to get Wink in here.
So someone who is a DC that is a experienced DC 100%. With all that leadership aspect.
How about Wink
with the really young
experience? It's different. Joe Barry's an experienced defensive coordinator. I would never want him anywhere near my team again. However, Wink Martindale is an experienced defensive. He trashed the Cowboys. He's an experienced defensive coordinator with a big long track record of trashing a lot of teams. Yeah. It's not so much to me about whether or not they're offensive minded or defensive minded, because I think head coach more or less becomes delegator. All right. Yeah. There's a few of them that can handle both roles and do it quite well. I know that if we go with an offensive coordinator, I would hope that they do. And if we did take Wink Martindale, I definitely want him to run the defense because his is the one whose defense kicks the shit out of everybody. But then you take a look at like Vic Fangio, whose defense kicks the shit out of everybody except for Kansas City this week. And
he's terrible.
He was a bad head coach. He just wasn't a very good head coach.
That's like Wink Martindale. He don't have any aspirations of being a head coach. That's the thing with Wink. No. We should definitely freaking interview him for the defensive coordinator job. Well, you get a guy like Ben Johnson that's been, an OC for multiple seasons, has been building himself up.
Too, yeah.
I think he's ready for that. I think he is ready for that job. But then you got a guy like Mike McDonald. This is on the defense. This is how I feel about Harbaugh. It doesn't look like there's any plans on bringing Harbaugh in. I get that. So I'm leaving him off my list. I don't think that there's a chance. My number 2 is McDonald.
He's great.
As far as leadership wise go. But then you got to ask yourself a question: who does he bring in to be the offensive coordinator? That's obviously something that they're going to have to figure out. But like I said, man, give Jay Gruden a call.
Yeah, he's just said today that he really liked Florida, and he was making fun of what's his name, Dan Quinn, yesterday. Now back to the Browns and the Texans. When it comes right down to it,
game.
Well, what we're talking about in conjunction with this, when you talk about Johnson and the fact that he's been there for a few years, he's been there for enough years to see how you build this, all right, and how. Whereas Slowick, basically this thing flashed. All right, they hit the quarterback perfectly. People say, "Oh, don't give me any bullshit about this taking 3 or 4 years. This you can do it overnight." And no, that's the exception to the rule. And don't forget, they had pick 2 and 3, and both of them hit. Both of them hit. All right, they got they're lightning in a bottle right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't count on doing that. So I think that I like. Of the two over Slowick and Johnson, I like Johnson for that simple reason. I think you're right. Slowick doesn't have the experience yet on how this all comes together. I mean, he's been an assistant for a while, but as an OC, I like watching the other guy because he's seen how to take pieces and bring new pieces in, fit them together, and make it work. Whereas with the Texans,
McVay was the offensive coordinator for multiple years before he got a head coaching job.
Yeah, but you've got to remember, Bobby Slowick's been around for years.
But he's been a fucking paper. He was a paper pusher for years. He was a defensive quality control coach. He was on the low end of it. Ben Johnson and those like McVay have been on the offensive side, up there in the offensive side, not down there being a paper pusher, basically. And that's what Slowick has been up until recently.
So, Scouts, you are on the Slowick bandwagon, and tell me, am I making sense?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Ben Johnson's my first guy, and he's my only guy, really. I'm just scared that he won't come through. But in general, I'm a big fan of Slowick. I just think he's just not ready for a head coaching job yet.
Who I'm not a fan of, I'll tell you this right now, and a lot of Washington fans will hate me for this, but Raheem Morris. I'm sorry, he's a retread. He is a retread. He's a defensive coordinator.
Doesn't move the needle for me.
I don't get the attraction of Raheem Morris whatsoever. That just boggles my mind. He was not a good head coach whatsoever in Tampa. He's a good defensive coordinator. I give him a lot
of talent to work with. Got to give him that. Yeah. You sometimes you got to see what kind of ingredients you're using to cook before you go praising the chef.
Scott, I don't know why you think I'm making shit up. I'm telling the fucking truth. Yeah, he's been an offensive coordinator for 2 years, but he's been in offensive coaching staff for many years before that. So please, what the fuck? Jesus Christ.
See, now, if
who else have we got?
With the show, Scott, this is how you.
Jesse's Castle Wentz was the over in the LA and San Francisco. It was 40.5 and turned out to be 41.
We have not heard the explanation yet,
and that's why I like my Johnson.
Cha-chang.
Hey, Johnson. There you go. All right,
so friends and Ben Johnson.
So how many? Go ahead, Scout.
No, so you look at the offense of what the Lions are and what they've produced this season's been insane.
Yeah,
like, it really has. I mean, Goff nearly 4,500 yards. Laporta 10 touchdowns. The two running backs nearly 1,000 yards each.
Oh, they've got 1,000 yards each.
Brown. I mean, this is insane for one team to have all that.
Look at what Reynolds is doing too, and Laporta really didn't come on like that with the touchdowns until the second half of the season, and then boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I mean, Johnson knows how to scheme open guards, and I'm talking like at a high rate, and he can get all his playmakers involved, which EB's not been able to do for us. So for me, get him in, pay him whatever he wants, bro.
Right, but people don't believe. When you look at the Texans again about how this happens overnight. Like we said about the other things that did happen in 1 year. Don't forget, for like the last 3 or 4 years, they've been trading picks back and forth with Miami. First round picks here, Laramie Tunsil there, guys going here and there, they're back and forth with them.
And they built that team and just dropped the quarterback in. That's what they did.
And it all came together at the right time.
And look at who they did. Look at who they did hit on as well. So you've got Derek Stingley. You've got you've obviously got CJ Stroud. Then you've got Tank Dell. You know what I mean? I mean, they hit on every pick, which is great, and that's what you want as a GM. You want to see that they do that. But you're right. I mean,
that's who gets credit.
I have no idea. But you have to be honest here. That you look at these teams around you, and people are saying, "Oh, look at the Lions, look at the Jaguars, look at the Texans." All of these teams have picked in the top 5 for a good few years.
Number one,
you know what I mean, or have 1 or 2 or whatever it is, or have traded back in. And it's like, you know what? It's not an easy thing to do. To just suddenly go, oh yeah, we're going to build this team. How many picks was Laramie Tunsil from Miami? Was it 2 first? I don't even know.
There was a wide receiver. Was it Jarvis Landry? Was he involved in that too?
They were all in for Tunsil. But he's an elite left tackle, so why don't you do that?
He wasn't at the time. He was like a second-year player. I remember when they drafted him. All of a sudden, they had this video that came out on draft day.
Video, yeah.
That was brilliant. Come on, dropped out on draft day. But they traded him, and they traded Mika Fitzpatrick away. The Dolphins did, and they traded Tunsil, and they traded. I'm pretty sure it was Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry went to Cleveland.
After that. That's right. He only lasted for like a year there. But I'm pretty sure it was Jarvis Landry.
No, Landry spent a couple years in
Deluxe will tell me if I'm wrong.
It was Kenny Stills and a 4th round pick were traded to the Houston Texans in exchange for 2 first-round picks, a 2nd round pick, Johnson, Bedamosi, and Julian Davenport.
That was the year that we should have traded Trent there. because we would have got a hole, but we had fucking idiots running the fucking.
Sorry, Will Anderson. Yeah, not Derek
car.
Stingley. Thank
the,
you.
The clown
Sorry,
car.
Yeah, the clown car was wide open. So the Rams and the Lions, since we've been kind of de facto talking about them by talking about Johnson, which, by the way,
that was the best game of the weekend.
Any chance?
It was actually. It really was.
It's just fun to talk about the Johnson with the friends.
You, your friends, and your Johnson.
That's right. So the Lions, they turned it out. I must say, I picked the Rams in that game. I thought that they had experience going in, and it was a good game up until about, I don't know, after fucking Stafford got crunched. And it was a good game after that too. But the Lions,
it was an offensive show in the first half and a defensive showdown in the second half, you know, and hats off to Aaron Glenn. I'm not sure why he's getting a big praise as far as head coach, because his defense isn't all that good, but they played well yesterday. They're like one of the worst teams in the red zone, but they held the Rams. I think they went 1 for 3 in the red zone or 1 for 4 or something like that.
Aaron Glenn, we're interviewing him, aren't we? Or
him? But I'm just not sure why he's getting, because Detroit isn't known to have a really good defense. But they stood up last night because they've been really poor in the red zone this season. But they turned it around last night and did very, very well. Yeah, it was the best game so far. I mean, who's
watchability in terms of just being able to watch it. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes time. We've got the Steelers, I think.
Yeah, the Steelers play at 4:30. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, but granted, watching the Cowboys was fun. They're fun. Just big, fat, ugly Walmart shopping, going to the store in your pajamas and slippers, walking around with your fucking hair up in a top knot so everybody can see the goddamn tattoo on the back of your neck. Cowboy fans.
Now I know why Harley was holding on to his. Told you before.
I swear to God, when I was watching that video and that girl was crying her goddamn eyes out.
What's going on, buddy?
I loved it.
Oh, I thought we had a phone call. I'm like, what the fuck?
No,
somebody calling in. Oh, Disco's here. Hey, Disco, what's going on, man?
No, it was great. I think I know Max asked a question earlier, right in the beginning, about what was our favorite part of the Cowboys game. Mine was when that pick six. When that happened, I was like, it's over. It was fucking wonderful.
Fucking Dak had that goddamn Mr. Gazoo look on his face when he threw that pick. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah, the whole thing was fun. And the fact that they caught CeeDee Lamb and him having a little moment on the sidelines and then played it up, and we're asking McCarthy about it. Of course, McCarthy's talking to her and he's looking over here, and I didn't see anything. He was like, no shit, really? You didn't fucking see it? Get the fuck out of here.
The other thing is how good is Jordan Love? I mean, honestly, how do they do this?
Listen,
like, I mean,
Green Bay Packers are known for drafting quarterbacks in the first round, sitting them for a couple of years
behind Hall of Famers.
Their O-line is decent, man. It really is.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Look, Aaron Jones scored more touchdowns last night than he did the whole entire season.
But he owns that stadium, man. Every time he's in that fucking building, he goes off. I should have I don't know what. I thought about that. Yeah, he loves that fucking stadium, man. He goes nuts in that place.
Did you see what the Texans tweeted out?
That they're Texas' team?
Yeah, we're the real Texas team.
Good. That's great.
My favorite part of yesterday was seeing the backup quarterback coming for Green Bay. The ultimate disrespect, like, we smoked Jews. Get the fuck out of my face. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm with you, man. I had a bunch of Cowboy parlays. I thought they were going to run up the score, and they definitely killed me too. Right?
I was happily wrong. I thought that the Cowboys would lay it down in their own house. They've been doing well in their own home up until that Lions game. They've been crushing people, and I thought they would. And I'm so glad I was wrong. That was great.
16 unbeaten, John, at home.
Fun. 16. I was on Twitter yesterday. And like at the beginning of the fourth quarter, I facetiously wrote, I'd like Green Bay to get 4 or 5 more touchdowns just to get comfortable here. And then boom, they got one. And then boom, they got another one. I was like,
Yeah, the score of the game made it look a lot closer than what it really was. Yeah. I mean, the Cowboys just got shellacked for up one.
They were playing fourth stringers at linebacker. Green Bay were.
They almost put 50 up on them. Man, how fucking wonderful was that?
Well, they're
but at the same time, how terrible are we if we got absolutely?
Hey, listen, don't blame on my fucking parade. I'm enjoying the moment.
Who cares? That's right. It's all over. It doesn't make any difference. All right. So for the biggest and worst flex of the week, Peacock strutting around. Look at us. We got 23 million viewers for our pay-only football game, playoff game.
It was a free trial. Come on.
It doesn't matter. And the fact that they
free
did
trial, John, which you already had.
Yes, I
didn't realize.
Right. So anyway, I got to watch
all this complaining like fucking like a bitter old man. Fucking, fucking new technology, fucking streaming services, and then you've already got it.
Well, the fact of the matter is, I can complain on behalf of others. You see my?
Fuck them.
That's right. So, any of you peasants that didn't get to watch the game,
something I want to touch on that was a major factor in every single one of these games.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking run game.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously, like everybody says it's a passing league now. I don't fucking think so. Every one of these games had a very, very well thought up run game plan.
And a high quality running back.
That too, but I'm saying they ran the ball. Mm-hmm. This is still the running game is still a very, very important, integral part of football.
Yeah. Especially playoff football.
Mm-hmm. Especially. Did you watch it on? Did you watch the game on Sky Sports? Did you, Scouse, the Dolphins and Chiefs game?
Yeah.
So I mean, I ended up watching it on there too because I don't know if Peter subscribed.
Did you see Ndamukong Suh?
Oh,
he was laying into Dallas. I loved it. It was like, fuck Dallas. I hate Dallas. I've never played for them. Honestly, it was amazing. It was like, because everyone was saying during the game, they need to call you up, those type of things. And he was like, I wouldn't even answer the phone. That's the kind of things he was saying. He hated Dallas in a big way. And all sorts. Honestly, it was brilliant.
I used to hate that guy, but now I've gained some respect for him.
Yeah, and he does now. He's doing European football commentary.
Yeah. He was in the studio.
See, I never had a problem with him. I want a defensive tackle that's good and dirty. If you're on the bottom of the pile,
he was just too dirty, man. When you're grabbing someone's nutsack and twisting, pulling, biting them and shit, like,
but if it's Brett Favre
in the goddamn game,
if it's Brett Favre, I think you get a pass.
I'll say this: we didn't talk much about the Kansas City game, but every time a play went off, it just watching it hurt, man, because it was so cold and just hearing them hit. Oh my gosh, man, it hurt me just looking at it. It looked so uncomfortable.
I got a kick out of watching the punts and the kicks.
They went like 10 yards
and straight on down.
But that's what I was getting at, Jesse. Was you guys when I watched it on Sky, they had all the commentary on. They had you could hear the play calling, you could hear the atmosphere. For whatever reason, I don't know if they had an aux cable out on the DAZN broadcast, but you couldn't hear shit. And it was like a 2-second delay on the commentary. So I was like, what is this? So it was like, it's really muffled. I was like, what? So in the end, I had to watch it on the other one. And finally I got it. And I was like, yeah, this is okay.
Like they had a scarf and a wool thing in front of their
face. It was, honestly. It was like, and here's Jason Garrett.
Yeah, Jason Garrett just sounds annoying. He shouldn't be in the booth. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Jason Garrett. There's two people. I hate to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little secret.
What's
his name? Sims, Chris Sims on NBC.
Yeah,
and Jason Garrett. If you got like a little Ken doll suit and put it on my dick, that's what it looks like. You put a little haircut on top. I got Scotty good. That was worth the day right there. Look,
just to the point where I take a drink. Cheers, John.
So
I thought you were getting at Phil Sims there as well.
The thing about the
fuck off as well.
For one, Tony Dungy can fuck right off with his stupid idea. Taylor Swift's what's wrong with the game. No, stupid.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
why
that's
fans are turned off from the game because referees make bad calls that fucking adjust everything and change everything. Which, by the way, in these games this weekend, they didn't call a lot of stuff that we thought that they probably should have, which aggravates me.
They almost fucked the Lions over again with that fucking offsides fucking or false
little
start.
hand move. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Peter Wright, when Mahomes broke his helmet, man, that was
wow,
crazy.
Yeah.
That was
I tell you what, I hope they find
and then
him.
Reed's
to initiate contact.
Reed's icicles in his mustache. That was
I bet I guarantee you at halftime.
Do you know what was brilliant though? What I really liked was Tyreek Hill giving it the absolute big one all game, all pre-game. Like, yeah, I'm warm. I don't need sleeves. The first thing you see on the broadcast after about 2 minutes is him going, "Can somebody get me a jacket? Can you get me a jacket? Can you get me a jacket?" Fucking absolutely freezing. I mean, I was talking to obviously Scott G, and he was saying last time wind chill was like minus 36. I mean, that is minus 42 Celsius in our world, Scouts. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous.
That literally is a freezer. That literally is a freezer. Yeah.
Yeah, Jan's right. I mean, it is. They're going to keep showing. Yeah. You don't have to like it, but listen, the NFL's there is $1 billion or billionaire entity for a reason. They're smart.
It's a 3.5 hour broadcast. They show her for a total of about 20 seconds during the game. You poor fucking dear. Oh, she's just ruining this for me. I hate her so much. Oh my God. Look, man, if you're one of those people that are like that, grow the fuck up. What's the matter with you? Scouts, what do you think?
I don't really care, to be fair, if she's there or not.
No. Hey, listen, I
for you.
I'm a Swiftie.
Really?
I like looking at her.
I do too.
You know what? I wouldn't know a fucking
she's not ugly. Better than some of the fans we've seen.
Right?
What did you say, John?
I wouldn't know a Taylor Swift song if you played it for me. I don't listen to pop music, so I don't listen to her. So, and that's the message for all of you aggravated people out there. You don't have to listen to her. If they show it for 5 seconds, just go, oh boy, and touch your dick like you want to anyway, and like you probably did anyway, and don't listen to her. You don't have to. Anyway,
same. Yeah.
So we got the Bills and Steelers. And then
in a minute,
probably the shittiest game of the whole entire week, Eagles and Tampa Bay. I don't give a shit who wins that game.
I hope Baker Mayfield just turns into an MVP.
That'd be great amazing. Because neither one of them are getting out of next week because Detroit is a buzzsaw. They're going to come and they're going to the NFC Championship, and I'm so excited for Detroit. I really am happy for them.
No, it's good. Detroit's had nothing to celebrate for about.
Same as us, isn't it? Didn't they get to the semis or the quarters last time? Was the same year as us, like 91.
They haven't won a game since
NFC 92. Championship, like 41-7. Yeah, we beat the hell out of them. I think on the second play of the game,
Deluxe
grabbed hold of Rodney Pete and took the ball. That was that.
Deluxe, I saw that water bottle video when he took it out of the fridge.
Oh that was
wild. That was wild. Did you see that, Scouse? We took it out of the fridge and it took a bottle of water out of the fridge and it just went, a bottle of water, hey, said it.
And it froze.
And it froze in his hand. It's crazy.
All right.
Well, I think the Bills are going to dominate the Steelers.
They should. Now that the field's all clean and everybody's got
it. Be the run game again, as you mentioned before, Jesse.
I think there's snowing.
It'll stay snowing.
Yeah. But one game will win that game tonight. That game the Bucks get in. Sorry, the Bills game. Sorry.
The last photo I saw came out a couple hours ago, and all the seats are still piled with like 2 feet of snow. So that's all good. I mean, and they cleared all the fucking walkways and all, but that snow's going to have to go someplace.
They got conveyor belts. They hire people.
Yeah, but they haven't done that. I mean, I know they have conveyor belts, but the seats are
I saw a picture of it anyway, and the field looked good. It looked like the field looked totally clear.
The seats were full of snow. The aisleways are clear. The stairs are clear, but the seats were all full of snow. So we'll see how this goes. But, I thought they should have played yesterday. Fuck it. And you know what? All you people out there that yell and scream at me and say this is why stadiums should be domed. Look, man, elements make you change your strategy. Let's see what you can do. All right. And I better put this on so Scott doesn't panic.
No, I'm looking at this now. 22 minutes ago, there's a thing up and it says that Bills and Steelers fans have to shovel the snow just to get to the seats.
Yeah, I'm telling you. The picture I saw was from a couple hours ago, and there's every seat is full of like 2 feet of snow.
I'd be asking for a refund at 50%. No, not doing your job for you.
If you lived in Buffalo, dude, you would not, because there's nothing else to do. You can go look at more. All right, so we will probably be back on Friday afternoon, and we're going to do some picks and talk about the NFC playoffs, AFC playoffs. The divisional round is coming up. Thank God the Cowboys are not there. That's fun because they are FWRDS frauds, as we just found out from a couple of redneck women, of which I'm going to chop those videos up into smaller pieces, and we're going to use them for all sorts of fun things. Did you like that? Did y'all like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I like that.
All right, good. Then I'll keep
Scouts really like that.
I really like that.
If you rewind this video, you might see a little pounding like Scotty was doing.
Jesse, what's your...
Jesse's Castle went was the over in the LA and San Francisco. It was 40.5 and turned out to be 41.
Oh, you still don't know what
what were you actually doing? Like rubbing your thigh or something?
I don't know, mate. I genuinely don't know. It wasn't.
He had an itch.
I didn't have my old boy. Yeah, maybe. I didn't have my old boy out because I wouldn't be able to see it. So it's.
I think I had lip gloss. That might have been what it was. I did my makeup and I had lip gloss. My Scott was like, "Hey, by the way, Jesse, that was a pretty good bit."
What's your Twitter handle, Jesse?
At Jesse's 24.
24.
Yes, 24. Yeah.
You're welcome, Peter. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for everybody else for joining us.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully we'll have a little bit of maybe some more news. We'll talk about Adam Peters' press conference, which will probably be on Tuesday or Thursday, something like that. And then, get on with it.
All right, then. We'll see you
Check out the bunker tomorrow at 5:30.
Bunker tomorrow and 1 Point Safety Show on Thursday, correct? Or Friday morning?
Thursday. Yeah, no, Thursday straight. Thursday afternoon in your feed.
Thursday afternoon in your feed. All right, then. Until then, I'm John Tayman, and have a great day.